Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Whitty's Gear Review. So in the comments, I know some people have been asking for some budget, tactical style fixed blade knives. And doing what I do, I've researched, watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I saw a trend with a brand. So I bought one of them several months ago and liked it. Saw that brand pop up again and again and again. So I ended up buying 3 of them. And I wanted to go over with you what I found. And we'll look at them one by one and go over some of the details. The first one I want to go over would be the smallest out of the 3. I like the box on that one with the Apache helicopter, but we'll move these out of the way and we'll jump into them one by one. Trying to find a place to stick these big things. All right, we'll get closer to our work here and we'll look at the first one. So, not much to talk about as far as the boxing goes. And this is probably the most, I guess, advanced one in the way it looks. You can see the handle there. Now we'll go over what, let me get a little lower to you. There we go. Now we'll go over what this knife is and why I like it, right? So this is, all 3 of these knives are made by a company called GTK. GTK, yes it is. It's a Chinese made company, but they specialize in fixed blade knives. And from the reviews I've seen, holding these things in my hand, you've got to take a look at these knives, especially for the price, because they fight way outside of their price range. So this one is the GTK 35 fixed blade. Just look at that thing. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. I totally understand. I tried to get some things that were kind of unique, and they're all a little bit different depending on your style of blade. But that is a futuristic tactical knife if I've ever seen one. I mean, just look at the way this thing is made. And look how thick that blade is. Look at the cut, the offset coloring, the jimping. There's the GTKI logo, but very minimal. It's not all over the blade. And she's made out of DC 53 steel. Place for a lanyard hole. And you just can't, these things are well made. You can see the thickness on the handle. That feels good in the hand for a big knife. And one thing I do like about these things is they come razor sharp right out of the bag. They're sharp knives for big knives. You've got your Kydex sheath with your tech lock. This is a newer style tech lock. I haven't seen a lot of these. It's a little bit different than the old school ones. So those lock in like that. Then you have this little clip that goes up and locks it into place. One thing that I do like about the tech lock, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because so many knives come with a tech lock, is you've got this piece that's removable that can go in all these different holes depending on your belt width. But nice Kydex sheath. That's what you want to hear. Very little rattle for a big knife. That thing's huge. And for the sheath to hold it that well, it's got to be a decent Kydex sheath. This is probably the most unique looking knife that I own right now, especially fixed blade. But man, when I saw it, the price was right. Read a lot of good things about it. Saw a lot of reviews on this knife. Seen some people really beat the mess out of this thing, and it took every bit of it. So over the specs, like I said, these are This one is made out of DC53 stainless steel. You've got that nice Tonto blade. The handles on these things, when I first got them, I thought they were all G10. But I was corrected, they are not G10. These are made out of a new composite, which is basically high-strength nylon fiberglass. Now, I know people, hey, G10, G10. Okay, well, from what I've read, this is better than G10. And the reason why is it has a higher temperature rating, it's more abrasive resistant, it's got better anti-slip characteristics, it's moisture proof, and it does not expand and contract with your normal temperature fluctuations. Just something different. First knife I have that's actually said this wasn't G10, this is this, and this is why we put this on our handles. At first, just appearance-wise, it would appear to be G10. But they think so highly of this new handle material that they list all the things that I just read and what makes it different than the G10 handle. And overall, the blade thickness on this thing is 7 millimeters. You've got a little place there for a furrow rod, to strike a furrow rod. But it's got a 90-degree spine. I guess you could strike it, well, back here, anywhere, but definitely right there. Overall, this blade comes in at 10.4 inches with a 5-inch blade length, a 4.4 handle, and like I said, 7 millimeter on that blade. And these things have an HRC hardness rating between 59 and 61, which is standard for DC 53. That's the first one. Not a bad knife. This clip, I have taken it off. It is ambidextrous. The only thing you lose if you flip it over to this side is the way these stand out on this side. If you're carrying it left-hand carry, you're going to see this as opposed to the bigger side of the rings. But it is reversible clip. Let's take that guy out of the way. We'll stick it off to the side. And we'll look at one of its partners. Which brings me to this one, which is the nicest packaged. They all come from the same company. I guess this one's a special run. We'll take a look at this guy. Boom. That thing's a beast. I mean, they're all beasts. I mean, but look at it compared, right? I showed you the smallest one first. If you're looking for a knife you could take out in the woods and beat on all day long, this would probably be it. I mean, if you're looking to intimidate somebody when you pull something out of your pocket, that would probably be it. If you want to cut yourself out of a car, you could probably handle that with this guy right here. Just look at the size of this thing. It's just got some oil on it. But you can see the two-tone blade, which both have. This is just a little darker black. This is more of a matte. Look at the handle. I mean, you've got a nice feel right there. You've got this wide jimping pattern on top, but it feels good. It's got a 90-degree spine as well, so you can use it to strike a furrow rod. The handle material is the same exact stuff as this, which is the high-strength nylon fiberglass. So it'll still have the same characteristics. You got different lanyard hole setups for this one. Then I would guess that's a lanyard hole. And then you've got that finger choil way up there up front. Not that, I mean, you still have a lot of blade to mess with, but it's there. That thing's a hoss. Now, let's get into the dimensions on this guy. And I don't know if I said, this thing on Amazon right now is $29.99. Then you also get a 10% clickable code, which brings this knife right now down to $26.99. Just checked it on Amazon. It's still there today. $26.99. This one is coming in at $39.99 with the same 10% clickable code, which brings it down to $35.99. And I'm just going to say that's a lot of knife. Also in DC 53 steel, stainless steel, with the same hardness rating. This thing overall is 12.4 inches long. So watch your states, guys. I know some people, you can't have fixed blades that long. You can't have pocket knives that long. I live in Texas. If I want to carry a samurai sword on my back to Walmart, it's my prerogative. I can do that if I want to. Don't get me wrong. Y'all have been to Walmart. You've seen some of the Walmart crazies that go in there. I have seen somebody wearing a sling-style samurai sword on their back in a Walmart. It's a little, I guess, unsettling when you're there with your kids thinking, why is this guy wearing a samurai sword in this store? But he was harmless. He went back, bought some fishing tackle, because the first place I went when I saw him in the store was, I'm going to go back over by the outdoor section and grab something just in case this guy loses his mind. I'll have something to protect my family. But, hey, he was going in there to buy some fishing tackle with a samurai sword. And I think he just did it because they had just lifted the length parameters in Texas. And now you can carry one that long. And I guess he was just exercising that right. But, like I said, 12.4 inches long. It's got a 6.6 inch blade, 5.58 handle. And this blade's a little bit thinner. It doesn't look it. Oh, yeah, it does. It's not much. This blade comes in at 6 millimeters. So this one's at 7. That's at 6. But you can see just the size of this thing. Also, right out of the box, these things come super sharp. I mean, it's a big knife. Shreds through paper, and yeah, okay, it's paper. But it's just a way to show y'all without, torturing the knife here on the table, that it is sharp from the factory. It's DC 53 steel. It should hold a decent edge. Should be able to sharpen it back fairly sharp. The only thing about this one is it is right-hand carry only. It does not have a tech clip. It has more of this deep pocket, not really pocket, but deep belt carry. And it's just a spring-loaded standard clip. But Kydex sheath, places where you could tie some paracord off to hook it to your leg, to keep it close. I prefer when I go down, bend down, that the blade has a little bit of give in it. But that's number 2. And this is the GTK 8. So we've got the 35 and the 8. And these things are just nice. And then, right, let's go even bigger than these. We may reference back to them, but I'm probably going to have to move them out of the way to get into the next one. So this is number 3. And this is exactly how it was sent. I might even have to back the camera off to get all of this one in there. Boom. There we go. Put it at an angle. And let me just back out. You're going to see my tripod. Sorry, but this is the GTK 33. Just give you a minute to look at that. Just take all that in. Also with a new style tech clip on the back, so we won't go into that. Little rattle, but it ain't going to fall out as big as it is. I mean, I'm sure it would be pretty hard to make it where there's no rattle, but it is positive pressure click to hold it in there. There you go. Now, there's a difference in the steel on this one. Look at that handle. I mean, you can get two hands on there. So you can really chop into some stuff with that. So you can hold it single-handed, or two-handle. You've got all this different, I don't know, somebody tell me what's all that stuff for. So you can hook paracord to it. I mean, I'm not sure what all the holes are for. It doesn't really say. Maybe it's just a design. Y'all let me know if you're a big time knife person and you know. It's got some jimping up here. I don't know why. Well, I guess you can go over the top of this handguard. It's not uncomfortable to do that. You do get a little hot spot right in here where this part of the metal is touching your thumb. I don't know. I guess I think you could feather stick with that if you had this was all you had. You were chopping down trees and decided to make some feather sticks. It's probably your beast right here. This thing is, I mean, all these knives are fairly heavy. And they all come in sharp. Again, that one is the GTK 35 or 33. The difference on this one, handle's made out of the same material. Let's go over the length. Total overall, this thing is 15.3 inches. It's got an 8.5 inch blade with a 6.8 handle. And this is the thickest blade out of all of them. This comes in at 8 millimeters on that blade. And it's a Tonto style. I mean, you could see full tang, that thickness of that blade. This one does come with the little paracord lanyard already on it. So that's the 3 GTK knives. This one comes in at $49.99. At the time that I bought it, it had a 20% off coupon, which dropped it down to $39.99. And I couldn't leave it there for that. Get her back focused in close up. But that's the 3 knives, guys. What do y'all think? What's going through your mind right now when you're looking at these big fixed blades sitting on this table? When I got that one, I thought it was big. Then I got this one. Then I got this one. And I was like, wow, that's some knives right there. You know, like I said, I looked at a lot of reviews on these, and the reviews were great from what I've seen. And I wanted to get them in my hands, and I wanted to look at them for myself. Hey, we're not going to know nothing until I take them outside and, you know, chop some stuff up with them. This would be more of your, hey, maybe it's on the heavy side, but you could carry that, you know, camping or whatever. This one definitely. This just seems like a good, you know, everyday kind of, you know, bushcrafty type knife. This one, I'm not carrying it so much, but would look real intimidating on the hip. And if you just like knives, these are all great options. And I don't know if I mentioned, this one is made out of AUS 10. The other two, DC 53. This one, AUS 10. I think there's a knife here for everybody. Let me know your comments, guys. What do you think on these three? Would you carry one? Would you own one? Look them up for yourselves. Don't just base everything off of my opinion. There's a lot of people that are doing reviews on these knives. I've seen 704 Tactical do them. Several other knife guys that are out there that do them on a budget. I think it's Legion or something like that. He's done these knives. He actually does torture tests on these knives. I'm not going to beat them up today for you. There's other guys out there that are beating these knives up, and go over there, watch those based off of my review. Look at how they beat them up, and you tell me if you would pay $26.99, $35.99, and $39.99. It's up to y'all. I just do this so you could see them and tell you my input. Anyways, guys, leave me a message in the comment. Let's get some conversation started based off of these three. If you want to know any more information, just leave me a comment. But the best way to leave a long format message is you can email me at Whitty's Gear Review at gmail.com. That's the email to the page or to the channel. You can also go over to my Facebook page at Whitty's Gear Reviews and hit me up during Messenger there if you want to have a conversation, or if you just have some questions, or you have some gear, anything like that you want to look at, guys. I answer all comments, messenger messages, and emails. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, click all them notifications. If you want to support the channel, we do still have our merch shop, Buy Me a Coffee, and site memberships. That being said, guys, love y'all. See you on the next one.